On July 30th, our site, that we're hoping to become a central hub, HBO, theneverspodcast, broke the news that James Norton had been cast in The Nevers. Hours later, as if to get ahead of us reporting further castings, Deadline announced the casting of 11 additional actors, each with an accompanying character description. As you're well aware, those were Olivia Williams, James Norton, Tom Riley, Anne Skelly, Ben Chaplin, Pip Torrens, Zachary Momo, Amy Manson, Rochelle Neal, Eleanor Tomlinson, Dennis O'Hare, and of course, Nick Frost. I have to say, I've had a lot of things to be proud about with this podcast. The fact it exists, how amazing our website is, the fact I was picked to be on it. All great things. But still, so far, the thing I am most proud of was how quickly we managed to get that podcast up about the casting. Not only did we break the news that James Norton was there, we were the freaking first on that, but within the space of, I believe it was 12 hours, we had that first cast recorded, edited, and up on the internet. Mm-hmm. I think it's a real sign of not only how dedicated our hosts are, but how great our editor and webmaster is, getting all of that done in such a short time.
Do we want to talk a little bit about the casting?
I think we should. There's a lot to be. Actually, let's see. I think we've made ourselves quite clear on what we think about the casting. Huh. But Tharias, do you want to chip in on what your initial reactions were to those casting announcements?
Yeah, sure. I am probably the least English person that this podcast has ever seen, but I do recognize some of these people. Not all of them, unfortunately. Olivia Williams, of course. Loved her on Dollhouse. Great that she's working with Whedon again. Amy Manson, I hadn't heard of before. I just recently saw her in a Netflix movie, Doom Annihilation. The movie isn't a masterpiece by any means, but I liked her in it. And something about her made me really excited to see her in this part as Malady, because I kept thinking as I was watching her, like, she just has a quality about her that I think would lend itself very well to a mentally unhinged character. Like, I kept saying to myself, if she just messed up her hair and maybe splashed some blood on her face, she would look like a freaking lunatic. So I'm excited for this character. Nick Frost, I'll take him with or without Simon Pegg. So great thing. Great casting there. Dennis O'Hare, he was good in True Blood. I think True Blood definitely had its share of problems in the later seasons, but he wasn't one of them. But if there's one actor that I'm really excited for, it's Eleanor Tomlinson. She is she is fantastic. I pretty much watched Poldark just for her. And reading the character description, gentle but resilient singer, that's pretty much her Poldark character. That's Demelza right there. So that's well within her wheelhouse. I don't think I've really heard of any of these other people. I have seen Laura Donnelly a little bit. I've seen her in Outlander. In fact, it's the only thing I've seen her in. But I can see why he cast her as this character, because she's in Outlander, she's very much this no-nonsense, take no crap, give no craps type of character. And it's a very brave portrayal, too. I'm not going to spoil anything there for people who haven't seen it, but she does she goes there in that part. So I can definitely see her based on this character description. Yeah, I understand why he signed her, why he cast her for this, and just seeing some interviews with her on YouTube, I think she's a very compelling presence, and she made me want to see more of her. So I'm very excited for a lot of these people. Some of them I haven't seen yet, but just based on the ones I do know, it's a very exciting cast overall.
As you were saying about Amy Manson being great in Doom, but the film wasn't too good. I recently watched the BBC adaptation of War of the Worlds, which was nowhere near as clever as the scriptwriter thought it was. But Eleanor Tomlinson was the lead, and she was just captivating. So I'm hoping if she can bring sort of half of that appeal to The Nevers, she's going to be one of the runaway success characters. So I'm very excited for that.
I loved hearing you talk about our main protagonist. Now I'm excited. Because if anyone's listened to this podcast before, often I say that I haven't watched things, nor have I heard of these people, which is now a running joke between all of us. So when I was looking at the cast, also not a surprise to anyone. So Dennis O'Hare, I know him from American Horror Story, which I love, and I love all of the different characters he's played in that. Olivia Williams, I know obviously from Dollhouse, who was incredible in that, but also she was in a horror movie called The Last Day on Mars. Nick Frost, I know from Shaun of the Dead and Attack the Block. Excellent. Well, Shaun of the Dead is a pretty infamous horror comedy with Simon Pegg, and Attack the Block is an incredible British horror movie about these young kids and like kind of low income housing taking on these really incredible space creatures. It's an amazing movie. So really I only know those three from horror movies and horror shows. But when I was looking up, Anne Skelly apparently is a character on later seasons of Vikings. I'm not caught up yet, but I love the show. So soon I will know who she is. You're in Vikings. I'm sure you're quite fantastic. So
Indeed.
I'm into it.